Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of parallel lines, specifically how we can find equations for lines that are parallel, and we'll do it in 5 minutes or less. So this is a sample problem that you might see. We have one equation here, y equals 1.5x plus 3, and we need to find an equation in slope-intercept form. So that's going to be our y equals mx plus b of another line that passes through a certain point. In this case, it's 4, 4, and is parallel to the line that we have. So here's the thing that is not going to be on any reference materials or mathematics charts. So we need to remember that parallel lines have identical slopes. So it actually makes it pretty simple. So two lines that are parallel, right, are never touching. They're never getting closer, never getting farther away. So that means their slope, the rise over run, have to be the same. So that's the only way to make sure that they stay the same distance apart. So we need to find something that is equivalent to this right here, this y equals mx plus b, close to this, parallel to that right there, but goes through this line right here. Well, I need y equals m. You know what? If I know that the slopes are identical, I don't even need to calculate the m. It's going to have the exact same slope. It's just going to go through a different line. So y equals mx plus b. You know what? All I need to do is find the b. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in the y and the x coordinate, and that's going to give me my y-intercept. So 4 is my y-coordinate, 1.5 times 4 plus b, and now let's just isolate that b. So 4 equals, and let's see, 1.5 times 4, that's going to be 6, plus b, subtract 6 from both sides. All right, so it looks like my b is going to be -2. So I have to put it back together now, but my new equation is going to be y equals 1.5x with my y-intercept of -2 because my slope is identical. So the original line here, 1.5x plus 3, is this green line. And you notice it's got the slope of 1.5, goes through 3 is the y-intercept. And here's my new one. The y equals 1.5x minus 2, because you notice its slope right there is at -2, and they are both have the same exact slope of 3 over 2, or 1.5x. So we have to do a little bit of work on this one, because they actually give us the equation that we need to start with in standard form, not slope-intercept form. So we don't really know what the slope is just by looking at it. So we need to isolate this y. Right, so we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. So we're going to get 5y equals -2x plus 13. Now let's isolate that y, and let's just end up dividing both of these sides by 5. So we're going to get y equals, and we can go -2/5 x plus 13/5. Now that's kind of messy, but this is what this equation is in slope-intercept form. So remember, parallel lines have identical slopes. So there's my slope, right? All I need to do is I need to plug in my x and y, right? So y equals -2/5 x plus b. Let's plug in our x and y, so that is a 4. And that's going to be -2/5. And this is going to be -7.5. So I'm going to make that 7.5. So I'm going to make that 15 halves. I just want to go ahead and make fraction and fraction. A little bit easier. Plus b. Let's see, that 2 is not looking good. So 4 equals, that's going to be 2 negatives make it a positive, 30 over 10 plus b. Oh, that's easy. 4 equals 3 plus b. Subtract 3 from both sides. So that's just going to be 1. All that work and b equals 1. So we could say y equals -2/5 x plus 1. Let's look at a graph. The blue line is the original, and our parallel line is down here, written in both standard and slope-intercept form.